Chief Advisor stresses on presenting the true history of Liberation War impartially through activities of Ministry of Liberation War. International Crimes Tribunal ICT1 sets July the 10th for indictment order against Sheikh Hasina and two others. National Citizen Party NCP holds march in Nator, Shirajganj and Pabna today as part of the month-long July walkathon to build the nation. Most of the political parties agree on the expansion of lower courts at Upazila level and changing the existing provisions in the Constitution regarding declaration of state of emergency, says Dr. Ali Riaz. Israel attacks on 3 ports and a power plant in Yemen. Bangladesh women team that earn a place in the Women's Asian Cup football for the first time accorded a grand reception. Assalamu alaikum. This is News at 10. I'm Mahmoud Rahman. The headlines are the major stories that we cover in this bulletin. We'll have details of those and others. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus has stressed on presenting the true history of the Liberation War impartially through the activities of the Ministry of Liberation War. He said this at a meeting held at the State Guest House Jamuna this afternoon. The Chief Advisor ordered for immediate appointment of a consultant and formation of a subsequent committee to determine how the properties under the Freedom Fighters Welfare Trust can be utilized properly and used to increase the capacity of the trust. He said effective initiatives should be taken about the work of the trust and what enterprises can be established in the properties of the trust. Professor Yunus advised all concerned to work to present the real history of the Liberation War through all the projects of the ministry in the days to come. The meeting was attended by Liberation War Affairs Advisor Farooq-e-Azam, Principal Secretary to the Chief Advisor M. Sirajuddin Mia and other officials of the Ministry of Liberation War. The hearing for charges against former deposed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and two others in a case over crimes against humanity committed during the July uprising has concluded. The tribunal will deliver its order on Thursday, July the 10th. The hearing took place on Monday at International Crimes Tribunal 1, headed by Justice Mohammad Ghulam Murtaza Mojumdar, along with two other members. On the day, state-appointed lawyer Amir Hussain represented Sheikh Hasina and former Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal. The hearing began at 11:45 a.m., during which the defense argued that the allegations against Sheikh Hasina were unfounded, claiming that there was no war in 2024, but rather political unrest. The defense further argued that the International Crimes Tribunal Act of 1973 does not apply to this incident. Based on these arguments, Amir Hussain appealed to the tribunal to relieve both Sheikh Hasina and Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal of the charges. At that time, the chief prosecutor countered by saying that crimes against humanity, considering their scale and gravity, are indeed prosecutable under the 1973 Act. Following the hearing, the tribunal set July 10th as the date to issue its order. Speaking to the press afterward, prosecutor M.H. Tamim stated that the arguments presented by the state-appointed defense lawyer seeking acquittal were not acceptable. He asserted that the legal and moral basis of the defense's arguments for acquittal is not sustainable. Meanwhile, although former Inspector General of Police Mamoon was brought to the tribunal on Monday, no arguments were presented on his behalf during the hearing. The investigation agency of the International Crimes Tribunal has been granted 2 more months to complete the probe into the murder case of 6 people, including the second martyr of the July mass uprising, Wasim, in Chittagong. The investigation report has been ordered to be submitted by September the 7th. The hearing of the case took place on Monday at International Crimes Tribunal 1. Former MP from Rauzan, ABM Fazli Karim Chaudhry, and 2 other accused were produced before the tribunal. There are a total of 20 accused in this case, of whom 8 have been arrested. During the anti-discrimination student movement on July the 16th last year, leaders and activists of Awami League, Jubo League, Shechchasevok League and Chhatra League opened fire and attacked students and citizens in the Sholashahar and Muradpur areas of Chittagong city. In that attack, Wasim Akram, a Chhatra Dal activist, Faisal Ahmed Shanto, a Shibir activist, and Mohammad Farooq, a furniture businessman, were shot dead. Additionally, on July the 18th in Bohaddarhat, shots fired by Chhatra League, Jubo League and Awami League activists killed Simon, a shop worker, Tanvir Siddiq, a student, and Hriday Chandra Torua, a student of Chittagong University. On March the 25th, the tribunal issued arrest warrants against 15 accused in this case. Among the accused are former Minister Hassan Mahmood, former Chittagong mayors A.J.M. Nasir and Rezaul Karim, Mohibul Hassan Chaudhry Naufel, former General Secretary of Chhatra League, Chittagong City and Central Awami League Youth and Sports Subcommittee member Nurul Azim Roni. Vice Chairman of National Consensus Commission, Professor Ali Riaz, has said most of the political parties agree on the expansion of lower courts at Upazila level and changing the existing provisions in the Constitution regarding declaration of state of emergency. Professor Riaz said this at a briefing after discussion on 10th day of the second round dialogue with political parties at Foreign Service Academy in Dhaka today. The NCC Vice Chairman said Commission is not imposing anything on the political parties. Rather, it is recording the sentiments of political parties and proposing reforms in tune with that. Among others, leaders of BNP, Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh, NCP, Gano Adhikar Parishad, AB Party addressed on the occasion. National Citizen Party NCP convener Nahid Islam said fall of fascist government is not sufficient proposition. We need to build a new Bangladesh through reform. The NCP leader was addressing a roadside rally in Nato City this afternoon as part of countrywide NCP walkathon. After Nato, the roving NCP leader staged rally in Sirajganj. Nahid Islam said, "We did not compromise during July uprising. We will not compromise in the March for Nation building. We will build the country in the same spirit of unity that we have displayed while fighting against the fascists." He said the martyrs of July should receive proper recognition. We will not tolerate any procrastination and conspiracy. Nahid said terrorism and extortion has no room on the soil of country. NCP leaders Sarjis Alam moderated the session. Among others, Akhtar Hussain, Dr. Tasneem Zara, Samantha Sharmin, Nasiruddin Patwari, S.M. Jarjis Qadir and local leaders addressed the rally. LGRD and Cooperatives advisor Asif Mahmood Shajib Bhuiya said fascist Sheikh Hasina would have forced hundreds of young people into martyrdom if she could have foiled July mass uprising. The advisor was inaugurating Shahid Shahriar Khan Anas Road and Shahid Sheikh Mehdi Hassan Junaid Crossing in the capital today. Among others, Fisheries and Livestock Advisor Farid Akhtar, Chief Prosecutor of International Crimes Tribunal Mohammad Tajul Islam and DSCC Administrator Shahjahan Mia addressed on the occasion. Advisor Farid Akhtar said the valiant martyrs of July uprising never compromised with injustice and therefore they did not hesitate to make supreme sacrifices. The killers should face trials and there is no second option, she added. ICT Chief Prosecutor Mohammad Tajul Islam said the heroes of July uprising should be remembered so that future generations can receive inspiration from their supreme sacrifices. He said the fascists should face exemplary trials so that no one in future can commit such type of heinous crimes. National Democratic Party NDM has demanded to declare all leaders of Bangladesh Awami League and its front organizations as non-eligible in the election. The party made the demand at a meeting with Chief Election Commissioner AMM Nasiruddin in the capital today. After the meeting, NDM Chairman Bobby Hazard briefed newsmen. The results of this year's SSC and equivalent examinations will be published on July the 10th. This information was shared today by Professor Dr. Khondokar Ehsanul Kabir, Chairman of the Dhaka Education Board and Head of the Inter-Education Board Coordination Committee. A total of 14,90,142 students took part in the SSC exams under 9 general education boards this year. Besides this, 2,94,726 students appeared under the Madrasa Education Board and 1,43,313 students took part under the Technical Education Board. Now, international news.